with Tropical Storm Arthur forming Saturday off the southeast coast. That's 6 years in a row that a named storm has formed in the Atlantic before the official start of hurricane season on June 1st. In general, these pre-season storms tend to be short-lived meteorological novelties that come in a variety of flavors. Let's look at the variety over the past 5 years. Last year in May, Andrea was a subtropical storm in the middle of the Atlantic. Before satellites, it may not have even been detected. In contrast, Alberto in late May of 2018 was a strong tropical storm over the northern Gulf before making landfall on the Florida Panhandle. In 2017, Arlene formed in April and was a tropical storm for just about a day as it made a harmless loop in the mid-Atlantic. In 2016, Alex was a bizarre January storm that had both tropical and non-tropical stages as it crossed the Atlantic, peaking as a minimal hurricane near the Azores. And Tropical Storm Anna in May 2015 came ashore in South Carolina, the earliest in the year recorded tropical cyclone to make landfall in the U.S. This chart from tropical meteorologist Dr. Phil Klotzbach shows the formation sites of all known tropical storms that developed in May in the Atlantic, back to 1851. Only 30 storms in 170 years. The black dot is Arthur this year. Blue means the storm eventually became a Category 1 or 2 hurricane. The clustering off the southeast coast is likely related to the Gulf Stream, which flows through that area, testimony that warm ocean water is fuel for tropical cyclones. That becomes clearer when we step through the months of Atlantic hurricane season. Here's formation sites in June, when the Gulf and Western Caribbean have warmed enough to become important development regions. In July, that region expands east as waters of the tropical Atlantic warm further. The red dots indicate storms that went on to become major hurricanes, Category 3, 4, or 5. The Atlantic explodes with tropical systems in August, the first of the 3 primary months of Atlantic hurricane season, a lot more blue and red dots. September is the peak month, with a huge expanse of the tropical and subtropical Atlantic, warm enough to spawn tropical systems, including many that become major hurricanes. By October, the eastern Atlantic begins to cool, and the area of tropical storm formation shrinks, with a focus on the western side of the Caribbean. And finally, as tropical season winds down in November, both the number of storms and the expanse of water where they form decrease significantly. Still a bit of clustering in the far western Caribbean. Now back to this month, when Tropical Storm Arthur actually grazed the Outer Banks on Monday. But this isn't the first Arthur to do that. You may recall that names are reused every 6 years, and ironically in 2014, 2002, and 1996, the A storm, Arthur, opened the Atlantic tropical season by also affecting the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.